No, we're going to go to, no, it is bid, sorry. Got the answer to the same question I had. I got the answer to the question I had. Oh, okay. It is 5:45 p.m. We are reconvening the Finance Committee. We're going to revisit item number 3 on the consent calendar, fire promotional and recruit entry-level exams. The question that I had on that, I have received the answer on, and I'm satisfied with that answer. Excuse me, so I'm looking to withdraw the motion to hold till June 18th and looking for favorable action.
Motion to withdraw, motion to hold for June 18th, PCR 9918. Does that allow?
Do we need to act on both of them? Okay.
Motion to reconsider, PCR 99-18.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I would now move favorable action. Give me a motion to move favorable action.
Move for favorable action, PCR.
2018-302.
No.
It'll still be on PCR 9918.
Sorry. Motion for favorable action on PCR 9918.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. That's been approved, Chief.
Okay, thank you.
Finance Committee is adjourned at 5:47 p.m. Let the record indicate the Finance Committee is reconvened again at 5:48 p.m. And this is, once again, in regards to PCR 99-18. I have been advised by purchasing that there has been a typo in the vendor chosen for the award. It shows vendor ID number 10 when it needs to be vendor ID 15. So it's just a housekeeping issue. Need a motion?
Motion. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Motion to amend Resolution PCR 99-18 for the ID number. It should read 15.
Seconded.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Finance Committee is closed for the last time this evening at 5:49 p.m. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, we're not going to.
No, we get 10 minutes.
10 minutes. We can start at 6. We've been starting at 6. We've never. I can
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm cool with opening early. I want to make sure the committee's good.
Clean up a couple of his
Yeah,
notes.
absolutely. Thank you. Good evening. The time is now 5:52 p.m. Health, Education, and Welfare Committee is open. May I have a motion to accept the minutes from the meeting held May 7th,
Make a
2018?
motion to accept.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 1, PCO 3-18, Rocky Point, ordinance to protect the rights of private property owners. Councilman?
Hold till June 17th, is that? 18th. Hold till June 18th.
Second?
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 2, PCO 8-18, amendment to ordinance prohibiting smoking in all schools. Councilwoman Travis? Okay. Hold till July 16th, we said?
Make a motion at the request of the sponsor to hold till July 16th.
16th.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 3, PCO 14-18, ordinance amending Article 5, foreclosure of owner-occupied homes. This is for first passage.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'm going to have to abstain from this as I am on the board of Rhode Island Housing, so out of abundance of caution, I am going to abstain from this.
Thank you, Councilman. This was legislation that I have, from guidance of Councilman McAllister, Mayor Solomon, and Council President, we have discussed. Is there anyone in the, great, okay, I kind of figured there was someone here, but can I just open it up for discussion? Okay. If you would, please step up to the microphone. Could you identify yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Amy Raynone. I work at Rhode Island Housing. Just wanted to give you a little more information about the ordinance. Prior to 2013, Warwick was one of 5 communities in the state that adopted local ordinances to provide homeowners with protections who might be facing foreclosure. And basically, that ordinance, a modified version of which is before you tonight, required lenders to give homeowners the opportunity to sit down with an intermediary, a mediation counselor, and their lending institution to see if options other than foreclosure are available before moving ahead to foreclosure. Following those 5 communities adopting those ordinances, the state of Rhode Island did adopt statewide legislation that takes the same approach. There is a sunset in that legislation that is July 1st, 2018. Basically what this, and there's legislation that has been introduced, which this council has supported earlier, that would get rid of that sunset, but action has not been taken at this point. Basically what this ordinance would do is reinstitute those protections at the municipal level in case that statewide law were to sunset, so that those protections would continue to be available at the local level. The only modification to the previous ordinance that has been made is in response to a court case in which it was determined that the municipalities cannot refuse to accept a foreclosure deed, which was the sort of penalty provision of the original ordinance. So instead, a penalty has been put in place. That's the real change from the previous ordinance that Warwick had in place, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Is there any unknown or costs to the municipality to operate this program, unfunded, if you will, mandate?
No, it operates at the expense of the lenders. So the lenders pay basically for the mediation process. Rhode Island Housing is currently the only approved mediation coordinator in the state. So lenders pay us. The homeowner participates at no cost, and there's no cost to the municipality.
So if both parties agree to sit down and somehow figure out a way that they can modify the, let's just say the mortgage for that matter, then this is a way that the owners can stay in the home and we don't have to go through another episode like we did some years ago where we have thousands of empty homes in the city of Warwick, or in the state, I should say.
Yes, absolutely. And I should note that all lenders who are based in Rhode Island who service their own mortgages here in Rhode Island are exempt because they are here, they're working with the homeowners here in the state. So really this impacts large out-of-state lenders, primarily things like Bank of America, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, organizations like that.
Okay, thank you. And so, once it becomes, when does this kick in as of now? So like when a bank starts realizing, let's say Bank of America starts realizing someone's not paying, or someone reaches out and says, hey, can you remodify my mortgage? I know that was a big issue back in the day, where not too long ago, where people wanted their mortgages refinanced and the big institutions wouldn't do it because, they just didn't have the value in the house. When does this kick in? What's the action needed for this to kick in?
So under the current state law, and it would be the same under the ordinance, lenders have up until any time from default to 120 days delinquency to send the notice to the homeowners, offering them the opportunity to mediation. And they cannot move ahead with foreclosure until they have done that.
That's one, all right.
So right now, about 30% of the notices that they're sending out are going to homeowners who are about 60 days or less delinquent. So it's happening relatively early in the process, but it is at the discretion of the lender up until 120 days delinquent.
Right. So if the lender, let's say, waits, if this happens, let's say someone slips in the paperwork, a lender waits until 8 months and the person is behind on the mortgage or whatever, is it possible to still utilize this? I guess what I'm asking is there a maximum amount of time where this becomes a no can help, no can do clause, or is this at any time?
The lender pays a penalty if they have not provided this process to a homeowner prior to 120 days delinquency. So after that, they start accruing a penalty if they haven't offered it. Like I said, they can't move ahead into foreclosure unless either they participate in mediation or they use the judicial process in which the homeowner has the opportunity through the court process to make their case.
Excellent. And are municipal taxes included in this, or is it still the homeowner's responsibility to maintain the taxes? So should I ask, is tax sales, so let's say if they fall back on the mortgage and they're not filling their escrow, is that also covered under this? Or are they protected, or how would that go about?
It's really default on the mortgage. This is really about default on the mortgage. Right. Rhode Island Housing actually also does participate with municipalities on the tax sales side, separately through the Madeline Walker Act. But this legislation really specifically focuses in on the mortgage itself and defaults on that mortgage.
Thank you. And then my final question: there's no hidden fees passed on to the loaners. Like, so, the Bank of America can't go ahead and tack on some fees to the homeowner once they've settled everything.
They are not allowed to do that.
That's wonderful. All right. Thank you. Questions from the committee? Questions from the council? Questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Thank you so much. I appreciate the testimony. I'm looking for a motion.
Motion for favorable action on PCO 14-18
Seconded
for first passage.
for first passage, seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Understood that Councilman McAllister had to recuse himself. Thank you very much. Thank you, Councilman. Item number 4, PCR 87-18, Rhode Island Department of Transportation Traffic Study, Post Road and Elmwood Avenue. Councilman Ricks.
Make a motion to hold till the second meeting in June.
Motion to hold till second meeting in June. There was a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you. Item number 5, PCR 88-18, Police Department 2018 Byron Grant, JAG Grant Application. Major Connor, would you mind? Thank you. Could you speak on this?
Sure. That is the annual burn JAG grant that the police department receives. We have not been given a dollar amount, and we
Okay.
have not allocated funds yet. This is just approval from the council so that we can go ahead and receive this grant.
In the past, there's been a dollar amount. In the past, there's been an actual dollar amount in the draft resolution. You don't have a dollar amount yet?
We don't, but we were asked by the administration to present this earlier than normal. Usually we get the dollar amount.
Usually it's at the very end of the fiscal year.
Correct, and we have not gotten a dollar amount yet.
Mr. Di Pasquale, there was a mention that the administration asked that they put in for the grant early. I'm sorry. All right.
Councilman,
Yes,
Councilman, if
Colonel.
I may.
Thank you.
I'm the chairman of the state LEPC,
Yes, sir.
and I just might add the information that one of the problems that all police departments are having across the state with the Burn JAG grant, it's hung up right now at the national level because of certain language. That's why we can't give you a dollar amount this year, at least right now. We're hoping to resolve the issues, but these issues are at the state level up to the national level because of issues such as immigration. All the departments have to sign on, so unfortunately, we just can't give a dollar amount right now.
Colonel, would you have a dollar amount by the second meeting of the month?
I would say probably not, because
Okay.
this issue is way above my level. It's way above my level, even as the chairman of the state level. This is hung up somewhere between the governor and the president of the United States, unfortunately.
And you need to have this before the end of the month, right?
I wish I could hear again. I have no control over this. We may not know probably till September.
But you need the resolution to submit the application.
Well, we have submitted the applications at the state level. We've even approved a amount of money to be allocated for each police department in the state, but unfortunately, nothing has been approved.
Let me go look at the draft, and you can amend it on the floor. It shouldn't go through with blanks.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
We really don't have anything in there anyway.
It's gotta be in there someplace. But if you're inclined to let it go, I'll look at the draft and take the blanks out and fill it in somehow so it'll make sense. I left blanks thinking the number was gonna show up tonight. And he said, holding it. He said,
Chief? Chief?
Yes, sir. Yes, Council.
Okay, we discussed this with legal counsel, and as it's explained, this is essentially, it's a support document from the city council, from the finance committee. and the
That
city
is
council
correct. I mean,
to
here
move
again, I
forward.
was just talking with the chief of staff. We can certainly consult with legal counsel to see if we can give you what the chiefs have recommended based on the LEPC formula. The problem is that money has not been approved yet.
Chief, what was it last year? What was the amount last year?
I think we were somewhere around $42,000, somewhere in that vicinity. I can get you the exact, we can go back to the records and give you, and I can
Okay.
get that information to you tomorrow.
Well, I'm comfortable with it based upon the advice of legal counsel that this is a resolution in support of the police department submitting the application for the grant.
Right,
You guys have got to do your own thing with how much money you're going to get or not get.
yeah. This is hung up somewhere between the governor and the federal government.
That's a major hangup.
Yeah.
That's a big hold. A lot more than we've ever done here.
Yeah, and it's hung up on immigration language.
Right.
I'm okay.
It's involved in those national levels right now, unfortunately. So
Okay.
I have been trying to push the state to give us some idea, because I have to speak for all the departments in the state, and we just haven't gotten that information. So I will once again try to reach out to them again tomorrow to see if we have anything in the tunnel coming down the line here. But we'll certainly consult with legal counsel and see if it's acceptable to give you what the tentative approval is.
Thank you, Colonel. But absolutely, I think it's safe to say that this committee supports it. Questions from the committee? Any questions from members of the council? Questions from the public? Hearing none, Councilman?
Make a motion for favorable action. on
Second.
PCR 88-18.
Second.
We have a favorable, we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And item number 6, PCR 89-18, supporting school construction referendum in Article 5 and 9 of the state budget. Councilman McAllister.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This has to do with at the state level, a school repair bond. And I think that we all are aware of that the schools really need this money. They need to be upgraded. We have all of our constituents, their children go to Warwick schools, and they could really use this. We, on the city level, have approved a $40 million bond to go on the ballot for this year. The state is also looking to do a statewide bond. So I think pairing up, and we do the city bond and the state bond, we could really do some great work in getting our classrooms and our schools up to an acceptable level. So that's why I have sponsored this along with Councilman Ricks, in support of the legislation that is at the State House at this time. Again, I think combining what we've taken the lead here in Warwick, putting a $40 million bond on the ballot coming up. This would be a statewide bond. So we could see some benefits from that as well. So I think, compounding and then spreading the love around for the whole state, chipping in to help us here in Warwick, I think is a great idea as well. So,
And a change from the norm.
yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Any questions from committee? Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? Hearing none, may I have a motion?
Favorable action on PCR 89-18.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I'll reopen. Councilman Ricks? Excuse me, just a heads up. We held PCR 87-18, the Rhode Island Department of Transportation Traffic Study, Post Road and Elmwood Ave. I'm going to ask for that we go back to it so that you'll have an option to give us, or did you wish to hold it?
Thank you. I think that it would be appropriate to move to the floor for discussion if the committee is amenable.
Okay, give us one. Do I have to put forward a motion to reconsider it? Okay.
Make a motion to reconsider PCR 87-18.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
At the request of the sponsor, I would move to the floor for discussion, Councilman?
Do you want us to do so?
Okay, at the request of the sponsor, move favorable to the floor for discussion on PCR 8718.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. The time is now 6:10 PM. Health, Education, and Welfare Committee is closed.
You want here? You want public safety? How about ordinance?
They're in here. They were drafted after.
Do you want me to do the minutes?
Yeah.
Because you weren't here.
I wasn't here on the 14th, but I don't know if this is the 7th.
Oh, okay, so you can do that one.
Okay. Public safety is now open at 6:14. First, we have the acceptance of minutes from committee meeting held on May 7th.
Motion to accept?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All accept. Next, we have PCR 90-18, naming the Police Athletic League building in honor of Gloria Fairbanks. This is sponsored by Councilman McAllister and myself. Do we have any questions from the committee? Councilman McAllister.
Thank you very much. I would like to say that I think this is a very good piece of legislation, naming the Powell Building after Mrs. Fairbanks. Just a little background. I know most of us know her. She served this city for a long time. She was a Warwick resident for over 50 years. She was the Director of Youth and Family Services and worked in that department one way or the other for over 20 years here in the city of Warwick. She served under 4 different mayors, both Republican mayors and Democrat mayors. They all kept her on because of the outstanding work that she did for the young people of this city and their families. She's also served our community on a number of different boards. She was on the board of the West Bay Community Action. She was on the board of the Arthur Trudeau Center. She was on the board of the VOWS, which she was also the first woman president of the Parents' Council at Bishop Henrican. Throughout her professional and personal life, she served our community and our youth. She spent hundreds of hours serving the public, including at the Police Athletic League, which was very dear to her heart. She put the community first, and I think that dedicating this building to her is a great way to honor her memory, so others can see the example she set of what a community leader can be. Thank you.
I just want to add to that, I served with Gloria on many of these committees, especially the youth services with the Human Service, the West Bay Community Action, Volunteers of Warwick Schools, but she also was a close friend, so it was an honor for me to say I think this would have been a great way of paying a tribute to Gloria, so that way people will see all the good she's done in the past and will continue to follow her footsteps in the future. So it was an honor for me to put this forward, and I'm glad that we both could work on it together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. She was the lead sponsor on this, and it was her idea to do the PAL building, as she worked with Mrs. Fairbanks for a long time. I won't give out any dates or anything like that. And I believe a number of our colleagues on the council would like to be co-sponsors on this.
Sure.
With your permission, Madam Chairwoman and Councilman, I would like to join on, please.
Sure. I know Councilman Galucci said you wanted to.
Yes, please.
Ricks and Qualley, all right. I'm sure the council will,
The council president would like to as well.
sure.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I also,
Are you sitting where, oh, Councilman Lattiser.
and I believe Councilman Ricks also,
Yep. So I think we got all of us now.
the whole
1, 2,
council.
5, 6, 7. Are we missing somebody?
Council president would like to.
Yeah, put him down.
So we got everybody, right?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I
And me
didn't
and
count
you.
that. I forgot you and me. All right, do I have a motion?
I move for favorable action on PCR 90-18.
Second?
I'm not sure, I think Councilman Gucci wanted to say something.
Did you want to say, Councilman? Did you want to add to it? I know you wanted to be sponsored, but did you want to add something?
Just very briefly, I served and worked with Gloria for a number of years in the senior center as her co-worker, advisor, etc., and it's certainly an honor for me to add my name to the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Now do I have a second?
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
No, over here. Let's see, I thought I
Thank
missed
you.
one. Oh, no, that's the other. So we're done, right? Public safety closes now at 6:19. The governmental? Yeah, that's what he came up with.
All right, so we just got one on this. 6:20. Look at that. Right on time. I call the Intergovernmental Committee at 6:21. Can we get an acceptance for the 5/7 meeting for the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have one thing on the docket. It's PCR 95-18, a resolution changing the date of the August council meeting. Councilman Galucci.
At the request of Council President, I move that we change the August meeting to August 15.
I'll second that.
Second, and just a note, that is a Wednesday, August 15th. That Monday is a holiday.
Correct.
So that's why we're doing it on Wednesday, August 15th. Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And we close at 6:22.